Hey, I'm Rachel J, and this is Cultivator Kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to dry your herbs to save them so that you can use them all year round. And it's a great way to prep for winter if you have a lot of herbs still in your garden. Let's go. This is the current situation. My table is completely covered in herbs that have been drying, and I have all kinds here. I have curly parsley, I have flat leaf parsley, I have mint, and I have various kinds of thyme. And most of these have been here for over a week, so they are ready to be bottled up and stored. And I'll show you as well how I make this happen. Each herb has a slightly different drying time, but you know they're ready if they're very crunchy, and when you crush them between your fingers, they crush easily, and they're nice and dry when you can just very quickly turn them into parsley flakes. Here is my kitchen where I store all of my jars, and you can see that I have last year's mint, just barely enough left, so that was great. I made it until right now when I get to fill this up again. And I also have last year's parsley almost gone. I still have quite a lot of sage. This is actually from my neighbor's garden, so I'm really glad I still have some of that. And I grew beans last year, which I still have some of. I did not grow any more this year. So I kind of rotate these out based on what I still have. And right now I'm going to refill the mint and the parsley. So I want to put the older parsley on the top. So I'm just going to pour that into the lid to save it. And now this is ready for refilling. I love my reusable mason jar funnel, so I'm going to put that on top and just gently pour in the dried herbs that I laid out on the towel, and you'll see how that goes. There's still some room in here despite it looking full, so I'm just going to gently tamp that down so that we can get the rest of the mint in this jar. Now that I've got the mint in here, I can take the old mint from last year and top it off. And there you go. This is all set and will probably last me, hopefully, until next year, and I can use this in recipes or even just for tea. That one looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and top this off with the old parsley, and this will be the first jar that I use so that I can make sure that last year's harvest on top gets used up fast. And I still have more parsley, so let me get another jar. And there you go. I have a whole nother jar of the curly parsley. So I'll make sure that on my shelf, this one is in front and this one is behind. So I use the old first and save that one for next. And I still have thyme and flat leaf parsley to put away. Working a bit in reverse today, then I'll show you how I harvest and set them out to dry for the next batch, so you get the full picture of how you get to this point. And last but definitely not least is my harvest of thyme this year. It always fits in this small jar. I'm hoping to have a lot more in the future as those plants get bigger. I am excited that they are perennial here, so it comes back for me every year, which is really nice. But it's one of my absolute favorites to use. But it's this is how much I get for the year, so I'm going to be very choosy with what I get to put thyme on. And isn't that just a life lesson somewhere in there? Oh, I can't believe I just did that one-handed. That was lucky. But I'm going to screw this on and then put all these away and show you how to harvest my very last bunch of parsley this year. And you might be wondering, how do you know what everything is if nothing is labeled? I just do, because I cook with this stuff every day and I know what everything is in my kitchen, and I just really don't like labels on everything. But if you're cooking with multiple people or it gives you peace of mind, this would be a good time to label everything. Here is what's left of my parsley. You can see the two that I harvested a while ago are already growing back, which is exciting. And this big, fluffy, flat parsley is the one we're harvesting today. We've cleared off the table now, putting everything away. There's the puppy. We can get started with our last batch of parsley. So this is our parsley all washed and dried. I used a salad spinner, which I highly recommend. You want this super, super dry before you start the next stage, which is to lay out any large cloth that you have, just a kitchen towel is what I'm using, onto a flat surface that has good airflow away from direct sunlight. And we're just gonna pick all the leaves off the parsley and lay in a flat, even layer. You don't need any equipment. This is the no electricity, eco-friendly, old-fashioned way to do this. So you're just gonna pick off each leaf and lay it out. And some herbs are really easy to get off the stem. So thyme comes off the stem really easily, kind of like when you take kale off the stem, where you can just kind of run your hand down the stem and get all the leaves. Parsley is not one of those. So I'm gonna take my time, do this the right way, and show you guys when it's all done. Once you have all of your herbs picked, in this case, flat leaf parsley, laid out nice and flat with a little space between them, let these dry until they are crunchy like you saw back in the beginning of the video. They need to be completely dry so they don't mold in the jar and just crumble apart in your hand, making parsley flakes or whatever herb you've picked. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this for about a week or until it's ready, and I'll see you guys in the next video.